Boom. We're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. I'm Yaga, and we're back. I know I didn't do a live stream on Sunday. I had obligations again. I was at the flea market. Flea market is just a hobby of mine that I do. Me and my mom go. We have a good time. So it is what it is. But here we are today. Oh, it's been a good week. It's finally nice. You know, everybody's always worried about how the weather's going, and it's finally been in the 70s, and it feels like spring. And I live in Illinois, and the weather here changes on a dime. So it could be snowing tomorrow, so we'll see. But been a good week, a lot of good things happening. And let's start off. When you're introduced to new concepts or new ideas that just either eliminate your old bad shitty ideas and allow you to make better choices, which equals a better life for yourself. Now, when you're like, I speak for myself because like when I was like say 18, I always saw the world from a certain perspective, you know. Then you get older, and I believe you just learn stuff through life experience. Now I'm almost 34, decent amount of life under me. Fucked away my 20s and just went crazy. But I learned a lot from that, though, you know. I believe you have to make mistakes in order to learn. If you go through life so cookie cutter and you don't have any mistakes or stories, like, I don't know, I just don't find you interesting then, you know, like that, all that experience shapes who you are today, you know. But I think, you know, a lot of people, myself included, you know, a lot of bad, shitty choices and decisions, and the same shit kept happening. Wound up with the same results, you know. Definition of insanity is, you know, whatever. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Nah, it's not going to happen. That really is insane. So after you've had enough of that, you go, all right, what the fuck do I need to do to get just in a better spot? So it starts off with like being open to new ideas. Like, I used to think I was an open-minded individual and I would, you know, yeah, everything sounds good. But in reality, no, I was super closed-minded and everything was stupid. I didn't need this. I didn't need that. I don't need to read this. I don't need to do that. Don't have to listen to this. Blah, 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 blah. I do everything. Yeah, no. What I knew is I had my head up my ass. That's what I knew. And I just wanted to think I knew everything. But today I can honestly say I don't know anything, man, but I'm interested in learning. I do know how to not react emotionally to stuff and not let my anger get the best of me, because that's always been an issue for me, is my temper. You know, I've got a hell of a temper. And but then when I started to realize, like, I don't have control over people, places, or things, you know what I mean? I can only have control over how I react to them. So when I became aware of that, it made living amongst the world so much easier, because if you walk around anywhere and you're just expecting things to be a certain way, like your way only, and nobody else exists, like, that's just, you're going to be disappointed, because nobody's going to fucking do what you think they should be doing at that given time. There's no way. Because when you come in contact with people, those are individual people. They live their life a certain way too. So for me, I started getting open to the idea of just accepting people, places, and things for what they are, you know? If I know somebody who's just, I don't know, let's just say, for example, like, they're just a negative person all the time and they're just like blah, blah, blah. Like, well, why can't you be more positive? Like, that's what you want to tell them. But in the end of the day, maybe they just don't want to be. That's just who they are. So I accept those people for who they are. And then I can be like, all right, now they don't bug me anymore. Because I'm like, Matt, well, that's just, we'll just say, oh, that's Timmy. Good old Timmy there. He's just an asshole. But that's who he is, you know. And then if you accept it, then, hey, it doesn't really bug you. You can apply that to anything, man. Take family members, for example. You know, if you got siblings or mom and dad or whatever, and they're just not doing stuff a certain way, then you need to look at them and go, they don't need to change. You need to change, yourself, me. I had to change, because the world doesn't revolve around the way I think it should. Plus, I don't think I'd want everybody to be me, be a fucking crazy world. And I think I talked about that before, but I do think I like the variety of people. So anyway, better choices equal better results in a better life. So you start opening up to new ideas. Like, for example, I grew up Catholic and I never liked going to church. I don't like religion. I hate religion. It bugs me. And I know a lot of people who are Catholic that feel the same way. But like when I was a kid and I went to church, nobody could tell me why I was going. They were just like, you just need to go. It's what we do. And then you're like, oh, okay. Excuse me. Fucking lawnmower just got revved up and it's gonna make a lot of noise. So I had to shut the window. I thought, oh, it's nice. The birds are chirping. Everything's great. Fucking lawnmower. So, see, this is real life. This is what real life looks like. I like it. It's not just a show. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Church. Right, church. So when I was a kid, church was just, I didn't like going. I did all the Catholic school stuff. I was confirmed, first communion, all that shit. And, I did all the religious ed, or CCD as we call it for us Catholics. And, then when I got older, I just didn't go to church anymore. I didn't care. Everybody's like, we need some God. And I go, and I'm not an atheist. I just don't like religion. Like, I preach, I don't know is my whole thing. I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm agnostic, I guess. It's not really a belief. It just goes, I don't know. And I don't think anybody knows. But I do believe in energies and auras. So for me, there's just things I can't explain. Sometimes, like, you run into people and they're just there and you had them on your mind and you're like, wow, this is pretty weird. And the odds of you coming together and seeing or running into those people are just, nobody thinks about it. Like, well, if you live in the same town, the odds are probable. Yeah, it is. But at the same exact second and moment, I mean, I don't know, man. That's just, it's too weird for me. But see, today I understand why people go to church or, go to God, Jesus, whatever, religion. For an hour a week, these people are trying to get out of themselves and practice being better human beings. That's how I look at it today. I don't agree with what church is or any of that stuff, because if you do believe in God or whatever, then it's everywhere. You don't need a building to go to it. But you do need people to figure out how to tap into that source of energy. Does that makes sense? I'm not getting all fucking religiously on you, but I'm saying is I don't know. But when I'm allow myself to talk to people that know something that I don't, I can learn from these people and adapt that to my own life to live a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more calm in my fucking head. Because if I sit there and go, that's fucking stupid, I don't need to do that, before I even know what it is, I'm the one who's missing out on potentially learning some valuable information or a skill or something that can just help me. But you have to be willing to set aside your own ego and listen. A lot of people don't want to fucking do that. My ego 4 years ago was so fucking through the roof. Like, I thought everything was stupid. I didn't need to sit around and talk about my shit. That's not what's going to help me. It turns out, that's just what I needed was some talking. Everybody's got to talk to people, man. If you got issues, concerns, fears, You got to let people know and talk to people that not understand, but can help you alter your perception and your perspective, I should say, to a height that will benefit you and not hinder you. Like a lot of people want to tell people what to do. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh well, I'm just in I'm just in this crappy relationship and I don't know what to do. Well, you need to leave his fucking ass. He's just an idiot. Like, no. People like to tell people what to do. Or you can make suggestions based on your own life experience. Like if you were in a similar situation, like, man, I was in some shitty relationships. I was in some really good relationships in my life. I've learned from all of them. And I've learned that not the person I was with necessarily wasn't the problem. I was the problem. A good chunk of the time. Not all the time, but realistically, it's never just a one-sided fucking thing. Okay? My choices to be with people were my choices. Their choices to be with me were their choices. Two people, guys. Always remember when it comes to relationships, especially when it's couples, there's two sides. You know, everybody likes to take sides and say one person's shittier than the other if they go their separate ways, is what I'm saying. Or maybe even if they don't go their separate ways, everybody just likes to talk shit. And it's like, dude, you don't know what goes on in a person's relationship. There's the fucking lawnmower. Sorry. Anyway, that's life. So I mean, take relationships for example. Everybody's got a picture of what they think the person they want to be with should look like. I did too. I was like, oh, my perfect woman would be A, B, C, boop, boop, doo, ba, doo. The idea of what you want sounds good, but the fact that you're probably going to get all of those things is just unrealistic. So you got to break it down to not so much surface bullshit. Like everybody wants to have attractive people and this and that and the other thing, but looks don't last forever. We all get old, okay? We're going to get old. We're going to get wrinkly. Unless you're a fucking fanatic and you just want to be a nut health freak and work out until you're 70. But then that's a problem for you because then that's just an obsessive thing. See, I strive for balance in life. I'm healthier today. I do work on myself and I do work out. But I'm not one of these fucking crazy people that takes that obsessive road and goes, that's all I do. If you're going to become a fucking power lifter or some shit like that, just becomes whatever, that's really all you have. That's all your time. That's all your time. You just have to devote to that. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's like if I devoted all my time to collecting action figures, and I don't. It's distracting. See, I'm easily distracted. So I collect fucking all my collectible shit because it's a hobby. It's something I like to do, but it is an obsessive thing. I got a lot of shit. I got a storage unit full of stuff of 11 years of collecting. Why do I do it? I don't know. I just like it. But it is an obsessive thing. You see something new and you're like, oh, I got to get that stuff. And then you just start, you go for it. But maybe, we have, again, back to this fucking idea of relationships. I have a picture perfect woman, let's just say for myself. She's got to be this, 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 and this. I honestly find today the most valuable thing I find in having a relationship with a woman is the ability to talk to them, laugh, grow as individuals and a couple, and ultimate support for each other. Everything else is surface nonsense, I think. When it comes to just pet peeves, say you're living with somebody, like, don't leave your shoes by the door. I told you to put them in the closet. Like, that's just dumb shit. I'm talking about in the core of your soul, that deep thing that matters more than if you leave a light on in the bathroom at night. You know what I mean? Do you follow me here? So that to me is more important. Of course, you got to have some stuff in common. You know what I mean? Like, they always say opposites attract. And I've dated people that are completely opposite of me. I've dated people that are almost identical to me. I don't know. Here I am. I like to say, or like to say, I like to think that, I don't know. I think if you figure yourself out as an individual, then apply yourself to a relationship rather than find somebody and go from there. I think if you figure out who you are, you'll know what works for you in the long run. And that whole idea of what you thought was a perfect fucking person for you, it'll get thrown out the fucking window. Because I don't think there's a perfect for anybody. If you really believe in being with somebody, getting married or whatever, or at least even just a serious, committed relationship, there's sacrifices on both ends, but I honestly don't think you should sacrifice too much of what makes you you for another person. Compromise is not sacrifice, I don't think. But if you're not being yourself and that person doesn't allow you to be yourself, then I don't want that. That's a big thing for me. I got to be myself. And if you don't accept me for myself, you got to go. And that goes for me too. If I can't accept somebody for who they are today, then that's my problem. And I have to be like, well, this probably won't work out. But if I can, and I'm willing to do that, that's how it works, man. Accepting things. Oh, mind-blowing, isn't it? So, how do you make better choices? Well, that's where the relationship stuff. Now you can do fucking food, diet. Say you're overweight. Okay, I was overweight. I've struggled with weight my whole life. So I can talk about this, I've been fat a bunch of times in my life. I was a fat kid growing up. I was a fat teenager, fat in my 20s. I was just fat recently. I've gone up and down in weight, like dramatic changes several times over the course of my life. So I get weight struggles with people. I honestly do. I get it's, it leads to, being depressed, self-loathing, all that kind of stuff. And I've been there. I really fucking have, man. I didn't like, looking at myself going, okay, get big skin. But how did I lose this 50 pounds and become where I am today? Because I was up to like 220. I'm hovering right now around 167-ish, give or take a pound or two, depending on how much cookies and cake I eat. Damn sweet stuff. But I just started to make a better choice. One of those choices was I don't drink anymore. You don't drink booze, you're fucking, there goes a million fucking useless calories of puffy face and bloating and bags under your eyes and all this shit. And then, of course, if when you drink, what else do you eat after you drink? You go get shitty food. You take a run to fucking McDonald's and you eat shit food that's just poison. It's poison. And so I decided to quit drinking. And then it was a taper effect for me, man. Like I said, I've talked about this before. I had to instead of everything in life, like drinking too much caffeine. Like I love my coffee and I need caffeine in the morning. Like that's just one thing I won't give up is caffeine. Like I can't just, I won't. But I was drinking like fucking pitch black tar fucking coffee. Like it was strong. Pots of that, like a day, like a lot all day, and energy drinks and fucking energy shots and shit like that. I had to taper off. I had to settle that down because if you get too much caffeine, you're irritable. So if your mind's fucking irritable, your body's irritable, everything's irritable, and you're just like in fuck it mode. You got to get control of this first to make those better decisions. And it starts here and then it goes out. Inside, man, all the answers are in here. But you got to unlock them by choices. One day at a time choices. So eventually I go, all right, I need to eat a little bit better. So instead of a French fry, I had broccoli. Instead of fucking fast food, I was eating chicken breast, and steak and just protein and vegetables. I think about it like this. And believe it, I said this before and I'll say it again. I picture the world because everybody talks about fucking food, diets, and nutrition and all this shit. And you know what? It's forever changing. So I don't know. I know what I put into my own body and what makes me feel energetic, fucking slow like a slug, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel like shit for me. So I don't do all this nutrition and fads and blah, 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 because when I was a kid, they told us, you know, we had the fucking food pyramid and they told us like, oh, eat something from every food group and blah, blah, blah. That's healthy. And then you find out it's all fucking nonsense. In the 60s, scientists were paid to say that the leading cause of heart disease was saturated fat and all that stuff. Not true. Saturated fat is good for you. Believe it or not, fat and salt are good for you. Sugar is the fucking enemy, folks. Sugar is the fucking enemy. And lo and behold, there's sugar in everything. So once you're aware that there's pretty much sugar in almost every fucking thing you eat that's manufactured today, I started to look at the world as like pretending it's 200 years ago. 200 years ago, we had no fucking grocery stores. We didn't have all this processed nonsense shit. We had farms with fruit, vegetables, animals, meat to eat. So that's what I broke my fucking diet down to. I go, if I just eat meat and try to stick to vegetables, yeah, I have my vices. I like ice cream. I've got ice cream in the freezer. I've always got a couple quarts in there. But I'm not eating a quart of ice cream every other day. That shit will last in my freezer a couple months at least before I have to go out and get new ones. Because I don't dive into it all the time anymore. You know what I mean? You know, balance, folks. Not one extreme to another. You can't go, oh, I'm just a health nut. Now I'm going to go over here, work it out, get my muscles, meat, perseverance, and just do that. You can't do that all the fucking time because that's an extreme. But you can't go to the other extreme where you're just going to be a lazy-ass shithead and sit on the fucking couch, eat McDonald's and Burger King and cookies and cake and ice cream all day and then go, I wonder why I'm fat. As you're eating the cheeseburger. Yeah, cheeseburgers aren't as bad as people think because it's ground beef, right? But I'm saying, like, you know, you can't do that either. You gotta get in the middle there somehow. You don't like being on this end. You don't like being that fat slug, so you gotta navigate over here. But you gotta be honest. You're probably not gonna be a power lifter. But these people are nuts too. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that kind of nutty. I want to be okay, calm. So for me, what did I do? I started to just look at the world as there's no grocery stores, right? So meat and vegetables and eating a good amount of protein and a good amount of fat because your body lives off that shit. I also did a lot of intermittent fasting. So what that is like, say, I stop eating, or at least I try. I'm not as good at it today as I was before, where I don't eat past, like, say, a certain time of night, say 8 o'clock, right? Then I go all night, no food, nothing like that till the next day around, 10 o'clock-ish, maybe noon. So for that whole 12, 14, 16-hour period, there's no food. So your body's just sucking in all that fucking fat. If you're fat, it's just going to take that fat and use it as energy. Be like, ooh, we don't need food. We got all this fat right here. And then you'll just start. I guarantee, I'll tell you one suggestion, folks. Don't drink pop. If you cut pop out, you will shed 10, 15 pounds like that. Like, no bullshit. Just don't drink pop. Don't drink diet pop. Just cut it out completely. Diet, it's chemicals, man. Unless you like cancer, go for it. It's shit. I drink water and coffee. And again, in moderation. I'm not picking on people who fucking, I got to have my soda. I get it. Just don't drink like 20 of them a fucking day. Drink one. Or if you are drinking like, say, 5 a day, taper yourself. Be like, all right, instead of 5 of these today, man, I'm going to go 4. And once you go to 4, maybe the next day you're like, all right, I'm just going to do 3. And then as each day and weeks go on, you taper down to eventually you don't even want this shit anymore. I very rarely eat fast food, and I just don't I don't have a craving for it. And then when I do eat it, I just so gross now. Like I eat McDonald's and I go, God, this fucking sucks. It's good if I say I'm going on a road trip and I just need something to fill me up. That's okay. But like honestly, it's just fucking shit. Go away, cat. Fucking cats. I offered to have the cats come in. I go, come on. I know you're gonna be dicks, but no, fuck them. They can stay outside now. I put shit by the door. So fuck. So anyway, yeah, fast food, man. And now I eat it. I go, God, I feel so fucking sick. My weakness still is sugary shit. Because if you start eating sugar, your body's just like, ooh, give me more sugar, please. And you know, I do it. Like I've talked about it before. I eat my cookies. I've got ice cream in the freezer. And if somebody bakes any fucking kind of baked good, I'm gonna eat it. There's a lemon pound cake with icing on it. It's fucking delicious. I'm gonna eat that shit. Now, like I said, it's really take it one day at a time, man. Just start small. You're not gonna be like, all right, today I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not gonna have any fucking shitty food. It's like, nah, be honest with yourself. Because that lasts like maybe a couple days, a week or two. Then you just say, fuck it. And then you just start slamming that shit down. You got to try the taper effect, man. Try no pop for a day. Or if you can't do that, like I said, if you're drinking 5-6 pops a day, try drinking 4. And then it's 3, 2, 1. Then eventually it's going to be fucking none. And then maybe occasionally you do have a little bit. And that's fucking okay. I'm not saying never do this shit. Just a little bit, man. So pretend the world is 200 years ago. There's no fucking grocery stores. There's no Fruit Loops. There's no shitty yogurt. There's no processed There's meat, there's vegetables, and there's fruit. That's it. Try it. Or don't. I don't know. But you can still go and keep getting the fucking Big Macs and shit. Or, the diet sodas. Because you're watching your sugar, and then see what happens when you're sitting there going, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. But you got to do something. You can't do the same shit over and over and over again because you're not going to get better results. You got to do something completely fucking different than what you're doing, and you have to be willing to do it. If you're willing to do it, the fucking doors will open, folks. The floodgates will be like released and shit will get better. I promise you that. It gets so much better. I'm the healthiest I've ever been now. And I wasn't. I was pretty fucking unhealthy about 4 years ago. I was bad. Okay? I'm not going to get in details, but it was not good. I feel better. I'm almost 34 years old. I feel like I'm 20. I look like I'm 20, but I have a young look. You can thank my folks for that. Thanks, Mom and Dad. My dad's got that young look. My dad's going to be 69 this year. My father looks like he's in his 50s. He doesn't look like he's pushing 70 years old. No way in hell. That's great. That's good news for me. Because then when I hit like 40, I might look like I'm 30 then. So, yeah, man. Open yourself to new ideas. Try something that even though in your head it sounds fucking stupid or ridiculous and you don't think it's going to work, well, that's your problem. You think it's not going to work, but you haven't even tried it or given anything a chance. And don't get me wrong. I'm that asshole who the first time he hears anything about anything says that's fucking stupid. Like, it's called contempt prior to investigation. I'm real guilty of doing that shit, and I work on it today. I have to practice this stuff, But if you go, all right, you know what? Just surrender your shit, man. Just be like, look, all right, you know what? I don't like my weight. Say it's weight or anything. I don't like my relationships. Why do I keep having shitty relationships and keep going after the same kind of shitty people? What is it that's important to you? You got to look at all that stuff, man. Because my idea of what I used to think was a perfect relationship is nothing to what it used to be. it's so much more today, and I love it. And it's taught me a lot about myself, and I want more of it. It's more of a good thing is not bad, if that makes sense. What is that old saying? Too much of a good thing is something. I can't quite, I'm paraphrasing. No, man, good things are good. If it's benefiting your life, do that more. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but I don't think people let the fear of shit like and feeling like, oh no, I can't, because we're so used to being in, myself included, man. Again, I struggle with weight for my whole life. I've had good and bad relationships. Um, you know, I've struggled like anybody with stuff, and sometimes you find yourself just spinning your fucking tires in the mud and you're not going anywhere. Um, but it gets better if you just open to suggestion, open your mind to new ideas, new concepts that will lead you to making better choices today that will affect your future. Yeah, I'm all about spontaneous, and I was a very impulsive person. But when you go just purely on impulse and you make decisions purely on impulse, chances are it's going to fuck up tomorrow. It's not going to lead you to long-term sustainable happiness. You know, it's going to lead you to probably some more issues that you're going to have to deal with. If you're able to allow yourself to feel like good things and be a little bit more take a step back, think about things before you decide, because your decisions today do affect tomorrow. You know, what I do today will affect tomorrow. I'm in the now. I practice being in the now, but the decisions I make for myself today will affect me tomorrow. It's such a better way to live, because up here, everything is so much, it's just calm. It's calm. I took the volume in my head used to be up to an 11. I took it down to a nice manageable 2. All by doing this, being open to new ideas and new concepts, listening to other people other than my fucking self, making better decisions, better choices that I knew for myself were just the way to go. Because the old shitty decisions I used to make were giving me the same fucking results. And then when I started to do things, and over time, I started to see those changes and my results got better. I started to see changes in my attitude, my behavior, and my outcome of life. It just got that much better. So that's my suggestion, folks. Do those things if you can. You're either willing to or you're not. You know, like Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. Oh, well, I tried therapy one day and then it didn't work. I'm like, it's a practice, man. I didn't get good at guitar the first time I picked it up. I've been playing guitar for 18 years. I used to practice for 6, 7, 8 hours a day to get good at the guitar, to fucking be tight. Then I stopped practicing. I picked up playing guitar yesterday, and I could still play, but fuck, I'm rusty as shit. Because I don't practice 6, 7, 8 hours a day anymore. I'm not that young kid like I used to be when I first picked it up and was like determined. You want better life, you got to practice it daily, man. It's just practice, 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 practice. Practice makes perfect. Not necessarily. Practice makes progress. Look at it that way. And with that, I think it's a good time to end this motherfucking live stream. I'm working on not swearing as much, but fuck it. I like swearing. I don't care. It's, to me, I don't think there's no such thing as bad language. Somebody somewhere down the line said, that doesn't sound nice. And then, I don't know. I guess maybe aesthetically speaking, it could be, but there's no such thing as bad language. Saying there's a such thing as bad language and putting a censorship on speech is just another way to try to control human beings' thoughts, feelings, and emotions and try to control us. You got to be free, man. Be free with what you say, free with what you think. But if you're gonna, but not necessarily free with your actions, because you're some illegal shit. Don't be fucking stupid. All right. I think I'll be doing a live stream on Sunday. What? No. Fuck. Sunday is Mother's Day, right? There will be no live stream this Sunday, folks. Let's just call it like that because it's Mom's Day. You're not going to watch. I've got a mother. It's not going to happen. So we'll pick it back up next Wednesday then. And, leave me some comments. Let me know what you want me to talk about. If there's anything you could suggest that I could shed some light on, let me know. And I will share my thoughts with you folks. Follow me on all the social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All that shit's in the description below. So follow me on that. And I'll see you guys next week. Don't take yourself too seriously.